Bonjour there, how you doing? I kind of can't believe I'm doing this video. This is the Antigonish dog park, something that I never thought, I didn't really think it was gonna happen. I've been working with people and on this and whatever since my first year of university, I think, which was a long time ago. It's here, and we've got some rules. For your safety and your dog's safety, here they are. Okay, I've got my main man, Rush, here. We're already on leash. The off leash happens in here. So we're gonna open one gate at a time. Make sure that this gate is securely closed behind me. Rule number 2 is take your dogs off leash before you open up the second door. Hopefully this door will be an outswing here shortly. However, we want to make sure that this is closed, and we definitely want to make sure, here Rush, that our dogs are off leash to prevent further conflict. Okay, so it's really important that when you take your leash off, you also take off any sort of chain link material. So if your dog's wearing a choke chain or a prong collar that has the individual, prong collar in general, but has the individual little metal clasps, we don't want dogs' teeth getting stuck when they're rough housing. So very important, strip your dog of any other tools before you let them in to this part. Okay, away you go. Now then, rather than dropping your leash when you get in, because you have to keep your leash with you, is I just put it around my neck. That way I know exactly where it is, and this tool you might need for a couple of reasons later on. Obviously, to collect your dog before you go back out, they need to be on leash again, but heaven forbid something bad happens, you need this tool in order to separate two dogs if there were a fight. One of the safest ways to do it. So you just keep your leash around your neck or on hand, that way you know exactly where it is. There are poop bags here for your convenience. Dispose of your dog's waste here. Don't take it into the parking lot and leave it there. Or the beach, or your neighbor's lawn, or the hiking trails. Garbage cans are where your dog's poop belongs. Okay, so children under 6 are not allowed under any circumstances allowed in the dog park. This is something that I am a huge advocate of because a bunch of dogs, this is a dog park. The kid park is over there. So in this environment, it can get very rowdy, and some dogs, people don't know that their dogs are child aggressive, or the dog doesn't even need to be aggressive. The dog simply can just jump up on a child, and for a child that's very intimidating and also very dangerous. And then kids under 12, 6 to 12 need to be supervised by an adult. And even then, maybe think about going over to the child park, because again, kids and dogs, sometimes it all gets a little bit rowdy. The kids are running around, and again, this is for the dogs to enjoy. Keep it safe. The dog park is a lot of fun, and your dogs can very easily overheat. So it's important that you bring your own water for your dogs to stay hydrated. Come on, come get a drink. Here, bud. Now, it's important not to take glass containers for your water dish or any other reason. No glass is permitted in the park. Human food, dog food, or dog treats of any kind. Your dog might like to share treats, and I'm sure you want to share some love to other dogs that you don't know, but it can easily cause a fight. So no food whatsoever in the dog park. Another thing that can easily cause arguments or fights are toys. You're welcome to play with toys with your dog when it's just you and your dog, but when other people come into the park, pick up the toys, put them away. Let the dogs establish how they are, and then interact with the other owner to see if they know whether their dog is friendly and can share properly. Ready? Break. Which these guys can. As we can already see here, someone was digging a hole. Please don't let your dogs dig holes. It becomes very dangerous for everyone. And if they do, you catch your dog doing that, ask them to stop, maybe put the leash back on if you can't control them verbally to get them to stop that, and then fill back in the hole. All right, there's a couple of kind of dogs that just can't come to the dog park. It's a big no-no. Aggressive dogs. If your dog is aggressive and you want them to become social, this isn't the environment for that. You want to go see a trainer. If you're unsure if your dog is aggressive or reactive, check another video on this YouTube page that talks about reactive versus aggressive dogs, and then seek some professional help if so. Puppies under 5 months. Puppies play really well with puppies, but the last thing you want as a puppy parent is to have a traumatizing thing happen in an area, especially that you want to then become fun. Take your puppies here, but let them interact with the dogs on the outside. That way nothing bad can happen. And then of course, females in heat. A heat can last a whole month. And this is coming from a guy that has 2 intact females that both came in heat at the same time this month. No, we do not want that. We don't need any more unwanted puppies in the world. You need to give them at least 2 weeks after their heat cycle. They bleed for a week, then we've got about 3 weeks, and then another week or 2 after that, then you should be safe to come back. Your dog should be up to date on all of their vaccinations. If they're not, obviously come back when they are. And then of course, be cautious of when you're interacting with other people's dogs. So what that means is basically just ignore other people's dogs, let them come up to you and just kind of walk away from them calmly. And if they come back to you, ask the owner, is your dog friendly? Can I pet them? Because you just never know. Safety first. And of course, if your dog becomes aggressive at any point, leash him back up, head out of the park, and maybe book yourself a consult with a professional dog trainer. When it is time to leave, you want to do so backwards, so that way you can monitor who's coming in and who's coming out. Rush, come on, time to go. So that way I can keep the other dogs out and other dogs in rather, and take mine out. Let's go, bud. Time to get leashed up. All right, bonus tip time. If you arrive to the dog park and it doesn't seem to be going well, like if there's a lot of dogs in here and they're barking at you and your dog, just show up and let your dog interact with the other dogs at the fence, okay? You don't have to force your dog, but basically relax your leash. Relax your leash. Ironically, somebody just showed up and the dog was pulling them, which made the dog more agitated. The best thing you can do is relax your leash. Let them come right up to the fence. Just hang out here. Maybe you have to hang out for 5 or 10 minutes. If you show up and it doesn't go well immediately, you don't need to just leave, but just hang out here along the edge. It's a great opportunity to bring your dog somewhere new, let them smell, let them explore, but they don't actually have to come to the inside of the park to make any of that happen. They can just be right here and interact with the dogs, smell on the leash. But the pro tip is have a loose leash as much as possible. Thanks so much. Know that you're loved. See you in the next one. Bye now.